Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe class Cybertron mode Ironhide from Transformers Animated. This is a Toys R Us exclusive Deluxe class figure that was released about the same time as Rhomus Minor and depicts Ironhide, an Autobot who first appeared in the episode Auto Boot Camp as a trainee alongside Bumblebee and Bulkhead, and later appeared in Part 1 Transwarped as part of Rhomus's team. Now, this figure is not an original mold. Well, not entirely an original mold. This is a repaint and slight remolding of another figure that was released earlier as another Toys R Us exclusive, that being Cybertron mode Ratchet. Or Cybertron mode Autobot Ratchet to go with what the toy says. Now, this is to the point where Hasbro didn't really try to hide that fact, because aside from a change in the name on the instructions are identical to that of Cybertron mode Autobot Ratchet, because they depict Cybertron mode Ratchet as well as in the line art for the instructions, which shows they really were not trying to hide that this was a repaint and slight remolding. Anyway, we have him here in his vehicle mode, which is described as a Cybertronian transport truck. Now, it's definitely not a conventional Earth vehicle whatsoever, seeing as it has these four, they're kind of tread wheels. They're not connected treads like you'd see on a tank, but they're these little sections that have treads all around to move along. And each one of them has a wheel on the bottom. And actually, looking at the bottom, you don't really see any robot mode kibble, which is a plus. Also has this upper canopy, as well as the windshield, which has a little bit of technological details, as you expect from a Cybertronian vehicle. Underneath this translucent blue windshield has a painted silver Autobot insignia, as well as some painted headlights. No painted taillights, but even from the back you don't really see any kibble. Now, while these back wheels don't really move, these front ones are on a slight swivel, and when positioning them you have to have them aligned. Now, it can be a little bit difficult because they don't really lock into place at any point, and there isn't too much of a point where they kind of rest in place. So you kind of got to fiddle around until you get right. Now, one interesting thing to note is that on the packaging it shows the figure as being a bright red color, as well as on the artwork on the back of the box. And it might appear to be a bit red on my camera, but it's actually a rather reddish-orange color that's more accurate to what you see on the show than to what you see on the box. So anyway, to start off this transformation, you take these back wheels and unplug them and fold them out like so. Then take these sections and fold them outward until they click into place to form the legs. Swivel them down, around and down, like so. Then rotate the lower legs 180 degrees. And pull out the feet, like that. From there, you can take the section and fold it down. Take the front bumper and pull it outwards until it's extended like that. Then take the front wheels, rotate them, and push them inward. Now, what you want to make sure you do is that there's a hole here and this double-pegged bar along the waist. Now, you want to have the pegs go into those two holes to secure them in place, like that, and that'll actually fill in the body. Where is there would regularly be a gap. So from there you can then take this and fold it down to form a chest plate. From there you take off these two pieces that will come into play later, and unpeg these two sections, which will be the shoulder pads. Just like so. Fold out the arms like this. Then take the arms from the inside, unsnap them, then fold them outwards like so. Do the same on the other side. And make sure you rotate the arms so that the shoulder pads don't get in the way. Then you basically take that whole section and bring it down. You fold the arms, well, you fold this shoulder hinge up like that. Then put it back inside, lowering the arms and rotating around the shoulder pads, like so. And same thing on the other side. Make sure you got the arms straightened out. Then finally pull out the head, and you have him in robot mode. Just gonna set him up to stand. So there we go. Now these two are described as hammer hands, and what you do is you take them. There are two little clips that'll fit over these two holes on his hands, just like so. And you do the same thing on the other side, just like that. And there you have what you can describe as the complete robot mode. Now these are also a carryover from Cybertron mode Ratchet, and they are more meant to emulate defibrillator panels than anything else. But since Ironhide here is not a medic, they were repurposed and renamed. Now going over the articulation, his head has a full 360-degree rotation joint. Arms rotate 360 degrees, bend in and out, and do the transformation. He has a little bit of an outward swivel, but it looks awkward with that joint being there. Arms go in and out. They have a couple of bends. Both of the transformations. You got a bend right there, and a bend there. He rotates. He's got a bicep swivel that is a little bit tricky in some places. Also got a bend here, and his hands can rotate all the way around. His legs go forward and backwards, in and out, have a swivel. They are on a ball joint, of course. Legs has a bend at the knee, only goes that far backwards, and I'll do the transformation. It also goes forward, but that does not look too good because that's something that a normal human could never pull off. But of course, this guy's not human; he's a robot. He's got a knee swivel right there, and a little bit of articulation in the foot due to the way the transformation works. But you do want to be careful with that because he's got a little heel spur here, and trying to fold this in will also do a similar thing with the heel spur, because they're not quite on the same joint. Now, not too many new details are revealed here. Mainly, we have here the main difference between him and Cybertron mode of Ratchet, which is the head sculpt, which is a younger look. His young face got a gunmetal gray, main face, has blue eyes with light piping through this part here, and has a helmet that I guess is meant to be reminiscent of a Trojan soldier's, with the way it folds around the face and this crest right here. Now, he has a single gimmick that is shared with Cybertron mode Ratchet, which is that he's got this little peg here, and which can be pushed forward to give him a kind of power punch. It's not much, but I guess it's the most they could really do with this. And that's basically what there is to him. So, just sing him down for final thoughts. Now, I don't actually have Cybertron mode about Ratchet, but I don't think these are too different from each other. Now, I do like this color scheme and the molding. The transformation is actually pretty fun, is nice and fun. The vehicle mode is unique for what it's worth, even if in the vehicle mode it is identical to Cybertron mode about Ratchet. But this is an enjoyable figure. It is one of the last, one of the last Transformers animated figures to be released in America, and it is a nice addition to any Transformers animated fans collection. It has some nice articulation, nice detailing, a good transformation, and is a pleasant figure to have. So definitely recommended if you're a fan of the Ironhide character or a fan of Transformers animated in general. Now, one little note I'm gonna say before wrapping up the video is that there became a little complication when the Transformers animated was brought over to Japan. Because what the people in Japan tried to do is try to connect the Transformers animated series somewhat to the Transformers movie series. And to do that, they changed the name of Bulkhead to Ironhide. And so when they introduced the actual Ironhide into the series, they changed his name to Armorhide. But to be honest, there is... Okay, let me just start over with that. That isn't quite too much unexpected because, well, I guess you couldn't have two characters with the same name, but it's not the first time that a Transformer has had different names in different languages. Considering back in even the old days, Transformers had different names in America and in Japan. So Ironhide here being called Armorhide isn't too much of a bad thing. And, like I said, good figure overall. And definitely recommended. So, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog at krx50.blogspot.com. And for now, this is krx50, writing off.